The Victorian Parliamentary Budget Officer Anthony Close has been informed by Parliament's Budget Estimates Committee that his contract won't be renewed. His final day in the position is this Friday. This obviously, the timing, I'll let you respond to that in your words.
Well, plainly he should have his contract reinstated. It's a very necessary position as part of the oversight of proper behaviour in Parliament. He should be there.
What do you think the Premier should do now? Is there any chance that he'll take any ownership?
In the first place, the Premier should give consideration to serious amendments to the IBAC legislation. There are a number of things that are presently wrong with it and leaving IBAC in a very difficult position in trying to carry out its functions. Secondly, the Premier needs to take into consideration the fact that he has a very large force of ministerial aides where they become involved in matters like this contract, which was the subject of the IBAC report. The Premier has something like 80 plus aides who surround him. Now, when they deal with public servants have an obligation to be completely impartial when dealing either with whatever side of Parliament happens to be in government at the time. Ministerial aides do not. Ministerial aides owe their allegiance to the party and to the Premier, and the result is that they are the ones who, in this case, will lead to serious problems when they deal with public servants.
Do you think the Premier should resign? Should anyone resign off the back of this?
No, what I'm saying is that that matter needs to be dealt with and not simply put to one side in the insulting way in which the Premier did.
I want to ask you now about the Voice very quickly at the end here, given your legal background. The Solicitor General's legal advice about changing the Constitution to include an Indigenous voice to Parliament has been released today. Now, the opposition are arguing that it was written last week and may not be the original advice. Well, it's certainly not the original document. We know that hasn't been released. What do you make of what he put in that opinion piece, so to speak, and what are your thoughts generally on the Voice?
I haven't read the Solicitor General's advice. I've heard a short recap of it. To me, it sounded exactly right and exactly what I would have expected. I'm a supporter of the Voice. I hope that when the referendum comes, it will be passed.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing your expertise, your opinion here on Erin. Stephen Charles, thank you so much for your time.